Good morning. I'm Jasmine Anderson. A Hempstead teen is expected to face a judge today accused of murder. Police say the 17-year-old boy, whose name they have not released, killed 61-year-old Adi El Umanzor Martinez of Hempstead. He died last week after being found at a home on Maryland Avenue in Hempstead with head trauma. The teen will be arraigned in youth offender court in Hempstead. First in Newsday, the Wyandanch Public Library has fired the head custodian who raped a teen. The board voted unanimously last night to fire Kwesi McCorvey. The Farmingdale man pleaded guilty 6 months ago to raping a 16-year-old North Amityville girl in 2016. McCorvey was terminated immediately. Stepped up security around houses of worship and schools this month for Ramadan. Suffolk police say they will provide security assessments to mosques, schools, and businesses. Uniformed and unmarked patrols will provide 24-hour coverage around mosques, and police will offer active shooter training. The county executive has this message for worshipers.
But I can guarantee you that this county will stand with you so you can practice your faith, so that you can.
Ramadan begins Sunday and runs through April 9th. Despite pushback, it's going to cost you more to drive to Manhattan. The MTA held the final 2 public hearings on congestion pricing yesterday. Several New Jersey officials, including the state's governor, bashed the plan, calling it an ill-conceived cash grab. But the MTA says the money is needed for system improvements.
This is the new MTA. We have been responsibly spending capital dollars to improve the system, to make it more accessible, to keep it in a state of good repair. And we've been very clear about what kind of improvements we're going to get out of this $15 billion. Every dollar from congestion pricing will be dedicated to improving the mass transit system in the region.
Starting in June, most drivers will pay a $15 toll below 60th Street. Big changes on the way Long Island is marketed. James T. Medore has your Newsday newsroom update.
Tourism is the 4th largest industry on Long Island. About 100,000 people work in the industry, and they're supported by $6.6 billion in spending. And some of that spending is taxed, generating $800 million for local governments. Tourism is a vital industry for the island. So Discover Long Island now has a relationship only with one county, Suffolk County, because Nassau County decided it would go with a for-profit advertising firm based in Glen Head. This is the first time in 45 years that Long Island is not being marketed or promoted as one single region to the outside world. 45% come to the South Shore, followed by the North Shore, and finally the Hamptons. And so Discover Long Island is going to focus on building up those areas, building up awareness of those areas, but also trying to get some of those international tourists who fly into JFK and spend a few days in Manhattan, get them to spend some time on Long Island after they've seen the big city.
JT, thanks for the breakdown. You can read more about Discover Long Island's future in Suffolk. Just click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box on our homepage. Making maple syrup right here on Long Island. Ariel Dollinger has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
We've been here for 40-some years. We learned what hard work is. This is hard work. This is not easy, but it's fun.
Bob and Jean Benner bought this 15-acre farm on a whim in the late 1970s. Neither knew much about farming, but both were ready to learn. And today, they and their adult children teach other Long Islanders about farm life.
What do you think it does? Take a guess.
The Benners, who used to work as school teachers, run educational programs including a maple sugaring workshop, open to scout groups and to the public.
It was freezing last night and it's warm today, so the sap is running up and down today. Yeah.
How many gallons of sap does it take?
A sugar maple will be about 30 to 35 gallons to make a gallon. Norway maple will be about 40 to 50, 35 to 50, depends on the tree. Some trees make more sugar than others.
All right, we want to make sure our drill is level. All right, go for it.
After the sap collects, the Benners take the clear liquid, which is really just sugar water, and boil it until it starts to look like the maple syrup most of us would recognize.
It's being heated with wood, so therefore there's a smoky taste to our syrup. Our syrup tastes different because it's coming mostly from Norway maples instead of sugar maples.
And then they turn some of that syrup into one of my favorite things, maple sugar candy.
We have to wait for this temperature here. See how it's probably going to go up and then it's going to go back down again. Once that starts heating up, you can take the spoon and you can take the syrup that's kind of on the side that's cooled, and you can start pulling it down into the mixture. See, it's kind of lightening in color?
Yeah.
All right, it's going to go through 2 more times. I'm going to take this. See how it's cooling right now?
For Newsday TV, I'm Ariel Dollinger.
That looks amazing. Read more about making the maple syrup on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Newsday Sports. The Bronx Bombers are looking to bounce back after a disappointing season. Eric Boland reports from Yankees spring training.
Since Yankees pitchers and catchers reported on February 14th and positioned players 5 days after that, there's been an overwhelming sense of optimism and confidence going into the 2024 season. A lot of that has to do with how the 2023 season ended, a very disappointing 82-80 season. Saw the Yankees miss the playoffs for the first time since 2016, a season that general manager Brian Cashman aptly and correctly referred to as a disaster. But in the offseason, the Yankees went about trying to fix a lot of what went wrong in 2023. They needed to diversify their lineup, get more lefty hitters, and they fixed it in a big way, getting Juan Soto via blockbuster trade in December, one of the best lefty bats, maybe the best lefty bat in the game. He will slot in more than likely number 2 in the lineup with Aaron Judge hitting right behind him. They brought in Alex Verdugo. He's going to play left field. He'll be in the starting lineup as well to further diversify it. And as a reserve outfielder, yet another lefty swinging bat, that one belonging to Trent Grisham, defensive first outfielder, but the Yankees, who have had problems on the defensive side of the ball, that should shore things up as well. Pitching staff, that's where all the question marks lay for the most part with this team, but they did add Long Island's Marcus Stroman. He should fit right into the number 3 slot in the rotation, right behind Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon, who a lot of people think is going to be the key to this season. Rodon in the first year of a 6-year, $162 million contract in 2023, much like the Yankee season. He was a disaster, but he came in looking like a much different player, and the, again, expectation around Yankees camp is the Yankees being back where they believe they belong as an American League East contender and getting to and winning their first World Series since 2009. Reporting from Tampa, this is Eric Boland for Newsday TV.
Eric, thank you. Read more about the Yankees on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyper-local forecast now. Light rain throughout the morning today. Highs around 49 degrees. Tomorrow, heavier rain moves through with highs in the 50s. And here's a look at your futurecast. Rain clears tonight, but it returns overnight. Looking at your 7-day forecast, you can see the rain for the rest of the week. A slight break Friday with some sunshine. Great time to catch up on all of things Newsday, of course. And maybe binge watch your favorite show. You owe it to yourself.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Stay safe out there and make sure you bring your umbrella. Thanks for watching.